What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We are here today, and it's an exciting video with the recent release of college football 26, and with really the NFL season right around the corner. It's never too early to talk about quarterback draft for the 2026 NFL draft class. There are a handful of guys that I'm going to go through today, breaking down some film. We'll see some film in this video. And really breaking down my thoughts on the top draft picks here for this upcoming NFL draft season. All these quarterbacks are going to have a full college season to play before they get drafted, and these rankings are surely going to move around potentially. But these are just guys that I'm excited. As a Steelers fan, the resident Steelers fan here on the channel, I will be watching these quarterbacks very closely, as I've mentioned. Future pieces of NFL franchises. So without further ado, let's jump into the top draft prospects at the quarterback position for the 2026 NFL draft. Starting off with a couple of honorable mentions here. Obviously, number one is going to be Arch Manning. Now, the reason he's an honorable mention is because I personally don't think he is going to declare for the NFL draft. I just don't think he is going to go early. Just looking at the Manning family, Peyton stayed 4 years, Eli stayed 5 years. He's going to make more at Texas than he would be as a rookie in the NFL. There's just no reason for him to leave after 1 year. Even if Texas has an undefeated season, they win the Natty, he wins a Heisman. Let's say all those things happen. I still just don't think there's any reason for him to go to the draft. So he's an honorable mention. Obviously, the minute he comes out, he's going to be a number one pick, or at the very least contention, but he's probably going to be the number one pick. He's got the tools, he's got the size, probably going to be a great player. I just don't think he's going to be in this draft class. Moving on to the next honorable mention is just a human highlight reel, just playmaker galore, DJ Lagway, Florida, absolute dog, most throw power in the college football 26 game, if that means anything to you. He's got a cannon, he can make plays with his legs. He's just a true sophomore, and he's not draft eligible. So this guy is going to be a dog in the NFL more than likely, and I'm excited to see what he does this season. Not in particular the college fan reasons, can't get into that, but from an NFL perspective, it should be fun. So without further ado, let's jump into the number 6 quarterback on our rankings here. Just to clarify, all these guys are draft eligible, and if there's anyone that is too low on this list, it's going to be this guy. He is the LSU quarterback, none other than Mr. Nussmeier here. Garrett Nussmeier for the Tigers. And I've got a couple things to say. Obviously, the stats don't lie. 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Pretty good ratio there, 64% completion percentage. But the one thing that stands out is the lack of mobility for me. Minus 38 rushing yards, had a couple of touchdowns, but sacks do count against quarterback rushing yards in college football for whatever reason. But, before jumping into his tape, my pro comp for Nussmeier is Brock Purdy, and that's a little bit probably why I don't like him. I'm not the huge Brock Purdy fan. I don't think that's a lie, and I think that's a little bit why maybe Gil does like Nussmeier, because I think he shares a lot of traits with Brock Purdy. And it's not 7th rounder Brock Purdy. It's NFL version of Brock Purdy, but he has a good arm. Okay, it's not going to be an elite arm, but it's a good arm. He can make a lot of throws over the middle of the field. If you look at their size, I think him and Purdy are very similar size. They're within an inch of each other and within like 10 pounds of weight. So I actually think it's a very, very nice comp for Nussmeier. But I just, older guy coming out of college, he's going to have a whole nother season, like his 5th year at LSU, only his 2nd starting. And, he's draftable. He'll probably be a first-round guy. It's just not a player I'm in love with from a tape perspective. It doesn't jump off the screen. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in to the film for Garrett Nussmeier.
All right, so hopping in the tape here, the first thing you'll notice is he can move and he can layer throws. It's a beautiful throw to the sideline there, but the one thing I did notice here, and you'll see it on this pass in particular, was he a product of Kyron Lacy? And RIP to him, man, rest in peace, but was he a product of Kyron Lacy? A lot of these go balls, products of great plays made by Deuce. Here's another one, layered throw, beautiful, but dang, look at the airtime, man. Just some beautiful plays, but it was a lot of good throws, great wide receiver play. This is a good example of layering the football, though. That's a beautiful job, and a throw you see a lot the time from Brock Purdy, and really layering it over the middle too. You can see that. Found the window, laid it in there. But a lot of nice qualities, but we'll see some better qualities in some other quarterbacks.
Number 5 on our list is going to be none other than Sam Leavitt, quarterback for Arizona State. You'll look at the stats here, nothing jumping off the page, a little less than 3,000 passing yards, 24 touchdowns and 6 interceptions is a really good ratio, 62% completion percentage, almost 500 rushing yards and another couple of touchdowns. But what you'll see isn't necessarily pop off the page tape kind of stuff. He's got a decent arm. He can run. He runs to throw. He doesn't necessarily always run to run, if you know what I mean. But one thing I think that really stands out is his leadership. He led an underdog team that was not supposed to be very good in the Big 12. Leads them to a CFP, to a game where they probably should have won, and they just can't pull it off. He throws in the middle of the field at a decent clip. He can make some runs. We'll look at in the film. And our resident Arizona State alumnus, Drew Nelson, on the channel, has the pro comp as Drake May. So, I kind of see some similarities there. But let's go ahead and dive into the tape.
All right, so in the tape here for Sam Leavitt, you see here up 24-0, big on Wyoming, but throws across the middle. Play action, he can turn his back to the defense and really rifle it over the middle of the field here. You see it multiple times on the tape against Wyoming. He's just peppering the middle of the field. He is not afraid to throw it there, and you see that a lot with college quarterbacks sometimes. But he also can move. A guy that can show some wiggle, make some plays happen there. You see here's the spin move there in the all yellow uni is just absolutely beautiful, and he can make a play and make some defenders look silly sometimes. But like I said, he's not always running to run. He is running to pass a lot as well, but get another look, making that man look silly, and getting upfield to make some plays. So he's got some playmaking ability, and he has a nice arm too. You see this deep ball, not hugely, a little bit underthrown. Scatterboo had to come back for it a little bit, but grit on the biggest stage. I mean, in the college football playoffs, makes a beautiful run, comes back in overtime, just gets it downfield and has a lot of grit. So a lot of leadership qualities here for Mr. Sam Leavitt. But let's move on to our next quarterback.
All right, so jumping into our next quarterback here, it is none other than Penn State quarterback Drew Aller, a guy who has the size, has the arm, right? He looks like that prototypical NFL quarterback. Big dude, he can make every single throw. His only problem is that he kind of runs like a baby deer. I mean, it gets the job done, but it's a little ugly looking. If there's anybody that has the most to gain on this list, it's Drew Aller, because everybody knows the question is, can he win in the big game? I mean, the boneheaded mistakes in the college football playoff and really the win-loss record, and it's not a QB-only stat, but come on, he's on Penn State. You guys got to be able to pull out some big games at some point. Can he do it? And I mean, this season that's all in front of him, if they go on a deep run and he proves he can play well against the toughest opponents, in the biggest spotlight, I mean, he can shoot his draft stock to the moon, but he's got to come through. I mean, he can do it all day against the Western Michigans of the world when you're beating up on him on a noon on a Saturday, but let's see it in the prime time. So let's go ahead and jump into the film on Drew Aller.
All right, jumping in the tape here, Drew Aller, standing tall, middle of the pocket, and obviously what you're going to see on a lot of these throws is a rocket, right? He can make all the throws, dropping back, guy in his face, deep ball, drops it in the breadbasket there. There's no question in the arms and the tools. They're all there. Big game here against USC. Late in the game, throws across his body, finds his man coming over the middle of the field. There's no question about that. But it's late in the season. Can he make the throws? A little play action rollout. Beautiful throw. Guy is 20 country yards wide open. But he hits him in stride. Great stuff to see there. Beautiful throw. Layered it in. Tyler Warren, a little bit of a Tyler Warren merchant, maybe. We'll see how he plays this year. But like I said, a lot of stuff to earn this year. Here against Oregon, just dropping back in the pocket, making a good throw. And he's also got a little bit of wheels, like I said, but he runs a little bit like a baby deer. He's got some power, though. You'll see it on this run here against Oregon. It's lowering in his shoulder. But like I said, exciting, but he's got a lot to learn. So let's go ahead and jump into our top 3 quarterbacks in this upcoming draft.
All right, we have made it to the top 3 quarterbacks on my list for this upcoming NFL draft. And before I even jump in, I would take any one of these 3 guys early in the first round. I mean, I think all three of these guys are franchise players. They all have great qualities in their own special way. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the number 3 quarterback who has the potential to be number 1, South Carolina quarterback Lenora Sellers. Now this guy, we're going to spend a minute on his tape because it's just electric, all of it. And, you know, the stats aren't amazing. 2,500 passing yards, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. What he reminds me of a little bit is Bears Justin Fields. So a guy that maybe was underdeveloped as a passer, but had electric stuff, made electric highlight plays, good for fantasy, but maybe not there all the way as a passer. And you can kind of see it with those stats, 2,500 yards, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. If he makes that leap, though, and this is a young guy, he's got a whole nother college season ahead of him. If he can make that leap with the arm, just look out. This dude's tape is unreal. So why don't we go ahead and jump into it?
All right, so jumping right into it, LSU here, right up the gut, makes a man miss and turns on the absolute Jets. He's gone. A long run, and this guy had nearly 700 rushing yards. You know, it wasn't blown out of the park, but took a lot of sacks. You know, that was one of the things that also has plagued early season Justin Fields. But look at this throw. Guy on his back shoulder, and he just lays it in there. I mean, he's got a strong arm, as strong as it can be, and he can make some great throws. Look at the broken tackle, though. The pocket mobility, rolls out to his right, finds his man, and extends the play, gets a first down. I mean, you can't teach that type of stuff. QB power over here to the left side, makes a man miss, just powers through it, and all the way to the end zone. I mean, just this dude is electric. What can I tell you? And this is against number 10 Texas A&M. This is no slouch. Back shoulder fade here, hits his man in the end zone. 2 dudes in his face, doesn't matter. He's got size too. He's a little over 6'3", but sets his feet, hits a couple of his progressions. But when the play breaks down, he makes something out of it, launches it. What is that, 30, 40 yards downfield while running to his left? That is not an easy throw, ladies and gents. Some electric stuff. And then when he does have a chance to set his feet, I mean, that's a bomb. That is an absolute bomb from downtown. So, like I said, he can make every throw. Can he develop to be an NFL passer? I mean, look at this. The pocket mobility is there. That's the stuff that gets you excited. But the stuff that gets you wins on Sunday is being able to make the throws from the pocket. So we see all the highlights. He's oozing with talent. Can he put it all together and make people miss, but also play within the pocket? Just a couple more clips here because, like I said, this dude's highlight tape is unreal. Against number 12 Clemson here, once again, I mean, this stuff is all over his tape. Making people miss, and then taking all the way to the end zone. I mean, just electric stuff. So another question for him is, does he declare? Because he is, I believe, he's either a redshirt freshman or a true sophomore. So if he comes out, it would be as like a redshirt sophomore. So we'll see if he decides to make that jump or if he wants another year to take another step forward as a passer. That's going to be the key. But, I mean, man in the face, beautiful deep ball, hits his man almost in stride. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our number 2 quarterback.
Number 2 is none other than new Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer. Now, this is a guy that just playmaker. I mean, look at the stats. Over 3,000 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, the 65% completion percentage, 826 rushing yards. It's over 100 more than the guy we just watched in Lenora Sellers, and 15 rushing touchdowns on the ground. I mean, the stats are nuts. And he wasn't always playing cupcakes. He's a transfer from Washington State, but he had big games against Washington. And he's going to Oklahoma with his offensive coordinator. And this is a guy that I think could explode. Now, my pro comp for him is a way more athletic Baker Mayfield. I mean, this is a guy that has a lightning strong arm, lightning quick release is kind of what I meant to say there. He's a slinger of the football, and you'll see it in the tape when we get to it. I talked about Nussmeier, who kind of Kyron Lacey made Nussmeier a little bit. I'm not going to say that a ton, but this guy made Kyle Williams. Those of you guys watching, Kyle Williams was on the map because John Mateer was slinging the rock. So we'll see what he does in the SEC. It's going to be a huge year for him, and going on the road to Michigan, I think, in week 2. I'm so excited to watch John Mateer. I think he can flourish, and this dude's just a playmaker. Let's dive into the tape.
So starting out hot here, in-state rival Washington on the road, and what you're going to see a lot of is this dude is quick. This is a guy that's probably going to run a 4.5, but you see the sidearm off-platform throw there. He can do all that stuff, and like I said, he's like Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield can do all this type of stuff too. Texas high school quarterback. But look at the dime. I mean, hits the back foot and just lets it rip. There's your boy Kyle Williams there. QB draw keeper, makes a man miss, outruns the next guy. I mean, this guy, he's electric. He is almost more athletic, maybe is more athletic than Lenora Sellers. It is truly quite something to see. You see the beautiful throw there, over the middle, outstretched arms. You see his release. It's kind of slingy, slingshot-like. Very quick, though. He's got a super powerful arm, so that's not a worry at all in the world. But this guy is super duper exciting. I cannot wait to see what he does here at Oklahoma. It makes more plays like this. But let's go ahead and jump into our next quarterback.
The final and number one quarterback on my preseason power rankings, number one NFL prospect quarterback here for the 2026 draft. It's Clemson quarterback Cade Klubnik. Now, this is a guy who has the total package. All right, he threw for almost 4,000 yards, 36 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. 63% completion percentage. He ran for another 500 yards and 7 touchdowns. Doesn't quite have the top gear speed that Sellers and John Mateer have, but he's quick. He's not a slow quarterback. He can make plays on the run. He's got size. He can make every throw on the football field. We'll look at a couple. He's got plenty of arm strength, and he is in a position to lead a very good Clemson team deep into the national championship run. They made the college football playoffs last year. They beat a good SMU team to sneak in. They didn't play all that well when they got there, but that was a young Clemson team. This is a guy now under the third year of the Cade Klubnik experience. He's electric, and he's going to be the number one quarterback gone in next year's draft class. So if you want him, you probably got to take him pretty darn high. But let's go ahead and jump into the tape.
So we are going to spend quite a few clips here on Cade Klubnik, but starting off hot, App State. This is a game where they set a new record for points and a half, and it all came on the shoulders of Cade Klubnik and the legs as well. But you can see he throws over the middle of the field. He's got mobility. Check out this deep ball, though. I know it's the Citadel, but lets that rip. Opposite hash, over 60 yards in the air. Pretty sure. Just a great throw. I mean, that's an NFL throw right there, especially from the opposite hash. Here he is against Pitt, not afraid to throw dimes over the middle of the field. Hopefully does that a couple more times on the Heinz Field. Yep, Heinz Field play. But look at this play, though. Evades a man, keeps the play alive, throws it downfield, finds his guy. Very Lenora Sellers-like, I will say, but an absolutely amazing play in their backfield. Keeps his eyes downfield after making that man miss and staying on his feet. Just an incredible play here. But back to the Pitt game. Down 3, minute 25 left. He takes off 50 yards to the crib. High stepping it once he gets there. The sideline goes wild. Dabo is running down the sideline. I mean, this is a guy making a ton of plays. Read option, keeps it here up the middle. Look at him put on the Jets. This is not a slow quarterback by any means. I get a lot of NFL Bo Nix, but faster, more athletic, maybe a little bit better arm, but like specifically Bo Nix against that Bengals late in the season, that game he was electric. Here he is again, making plays with his feet, directing traffic downfield. I mean, this is guy, I haven't even shown a lot of passing clips, just running, and he has the arm to make all the throws on the field here. Play action pass, eyes left, darts right, finds a man, makes a beautiful throw downfield. I mean, it's all over the tape. Cade Klubnik is this year's quarterback 1, and he's got a whole another year to prove himself. Here he is against number 1 Georgia, makes a nice pass deep down the left sideline as well. So a lot of good stuff to see here with Cade Klubnik.
So there it is. There is my list of the top 6 NFL draft quarterback prospects here for this upcoming draft. All these guys, a full season to potentially change that ranking and see if they can improve their draft stock. A lot's going to happen between then and now, but as things stand today, these are my guys, especially those top 3. Sellers, Mateer, and Klubnik are just, they're on another level from the rest of the guys, and I think you can see that in the tape as well. Drop a comment down below. I tried to get as much into this video without taking up everybody's day. Comment down below, though, what your thoughts are. If you got a different ranking, who's your favorite? Like the video for more Party Chat Sports content. Subscribe for more, and we will see you all soon. Football is right around the corner. Peace.